If we put more options in physicians' hands and we give them every usable good piece of the patient's own tissue and cells, then they can truly personalize this treatment. And that's kind of what selling biosciences is all about, is equipping physicians in every way possible to give their patients the most personalized, best treatment that they can possibly have.
We're the only company that is in all four of the four corners. We make the devices to rescue the marrow, we make the devices to concentrate the marrow, we make the devices to load the marrow onto, and then we make the devices that the substrate is put into, known as implants.
We have the hand device that is the best thing on the market for aspirating the most cells that you possibly can in a single aspiration.
Art BMC was designed to be more versatile, given there's a lot of diversity in different patient samples, and also the amount of therapy the doctor wants to give back to the patient. Many systems will try to concentrate a particular fraction, and it doesn't take into account that there are differences in the red blood cell content of bone marrow aspirate from patient to patient. Art BMC allows the clinician to select the fraction of the bone marrow aspirate after centrifugation they're most interested in and get the highest recovery of cells in the smallest volume.
Solemn 4 is the only bone substrate that has ever been created from the ground up to work specifically with the cells from the patient's own body. The 90% porosity allows you to put the most possible cells into this substrate. The microarchitecture allows the cells to attach in the way that best facilitates bone growth. The macroarchitecture facilitates a community of cells to get that good, strong fusion that they're looking for. As a company, we also want to make sure that the services that people get in the OR are on par with our products. The biggest element of that is our nursing team. We have a field team of clinical field specialists that are all registered nurses, and every single one of them is hired because they're a caregiver and they're in there with the patient in mind. They're highly trained on all of our products, they're highly trained on the science, and they're there to be a resource to the physician and to the patient. So they are another way that we provide the best possible care for every patient that receives any kind of care from a Selling Biosciences product or team member.
And after 8.5 years, we've learned a ton about point-of-care cells. That's our space, that's where we live, that's where we want to live. So if we start with 300% more cells and then we get 100% of those cells, we are spectacularly ahead of the curve. I'm comfortable to say that I have never heard of anyone telling me that we have not successfully achieved a fusion when we paid attention to all four corners in the 8.5 years we've been doing this.